Today is March 21st, and do you all know what is the importance of today? Some of you might say it's a Sunday and it's a holiday, but this day is worth more than that. March 21st is World Down Syndrome Day, and it's a global awareness day that has been officially observed by the United Nations since 2012. Down syndrome is a condition in which a child is born with an extra copy of the 21st chromosome. Hence, its other name trisomy 21. People and children with Down syndrome are just like us. They can do anything just like other kids do. They can walk, they can run, they can smile. Oh wait, in my opinion, they have the cutest smile in the world. They also can make friends, can go to school, can marry, and can even have kids. That's what the latest report says. It is just that they might need some extra help here and there. So if you know someone with Down syndrome, be kind. Don't call them any names. Help them to feel included. They learn slowly, but they are just like you. Hi everyone, I'm Elsa Abraham, an audiologist and a speech language pathologist, and I welcome you all back to my channel, The Happy SLP. Before beginning with the topic, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and share among your friends too. For those who don't know much about Down syndrome, let me explain. In every cell in the human body, there is a nucleus where genetic material is stored in the form of genes. Inside the cell, there are chromosomes that are smaller than the cell, and these chromosomes will decide on various features in us. Their hair color, whether we'll be a boy or a girl, our eye color, and so on. Every one of us has 46 chromosomes in total, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. But in very few cases, when sometimes an error occurs and the egg or sperm may keep both copies of chromosome number 21 instead of one copy. When this egg or sperm is fertilized, then particular baby will have 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of 2, and this is called trisomy 21. Now, let us see the estimated incidence of Down syndrome. It is between 1 in 1,000 live births. India has the highest number of people suffering from the Down syndrome in the world. The fact that makes it scary is that this condition in India is fatal when compared to developed countries because of negligence, lack of awareness, and obsolete medical and technological facilities. Let us see the types of Down syndrome. There are 3 types of Down syndrome. The first and the most common type is trisomy 21, which means that there is an extra copy of chromosome 21 in every cell. The second type, mosaicism, occurs when a child is born with an extra chromosome in some but not all of the cells. People with mosaic Down syndrome tend to have fewer symptoms than those with trisomy 21. And the third is known as translocation. Children have only an extra part of chromosome 21. There are 46 total chromosomes, however, one of them has an extra piece of chromosome 21 attached. Let us look on to what are the symptoms of Down syndrome. At birth, babies with Down syndrome usually have certain characteristic signs, including flat facial features, small hair and ears, short neck, bulging tongue, eyes that slant upward, atypically shaped ears, and poor muscle tone. An infant with Down syndrome can be born an average size, but will develop more slowly than a child without the condition. People with Down syndrome usually have some degree of developmental disability, but it's often mild to moderate. Mental and social development delays may mean that the child could have impulsive behavior, poor judgment, short attention span, slow learning capabilities. Medical complications may also accompany Down syndrome. These may include congenital heart defects, hearing loss, poor vision, cataract, hip problems such as dislocations, leukemia, chronic constipation, sleep apnea, dementia, hypothyroidism, obesity, late tooth growth, causing problems with chewing, and later in life they might also have Alzheimer's disease. People with Down syndrome are also more prone to infection. They may struggle with respiratory infections, urinary tract infections, and skin infections. Next, let us see how Down syndrome is diagnosed. There are 2 categories of tests for Down syndrome that can be performed before a baby is born: screening test and diagnostic test. Prenatal screens give us a probability of having a child with Down syndrome, whereas the diagnostic test can give us a 100% accurate diagnosis. In the first trimester, an ultrasound evaluation and blood test can look for Down syndrome in the fetus. If the results are not normal, the doctor may follow up with an amniocentesis after the 15th week of pregnancy. In the second trimester, an ultrasound and a quadruple marker screen test can help to identify Down syndrome and other defects in the brain and spinal cord. This test is done between 15 and 20 weeks of pregnancy. If any of these tests are not normal, you will be considered at high risk of birth defects and will be followed up with further tests. The diagnostic procedures available for prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome are chorionic villus sampling and amniocentesis. In amniocentesis, the doctors take a sample of amniotic fluid to examine the number of chromosomes the baby has. The test is usually done after 15 weeks. In chorionic villus sampling, the doctor will take cells from the placenta to analyze fetal chromosomes. The test is done between the 9th and 14th week of pregnancy. It can increase the risk of a miscarriage, but according to the Mayo Clinic, only by less than 1%. Another diagnostic test is percutaneous umbilical blood sampling. The doctor will take blood from the umbilical cord and examine it for chromosomal defects. It's done after the 18th week of pregnancy. It has a higher risk of miscarriage, so it is performed only if all the other tests are uncertain. Some women choose not to undergo these tests because of the risk of miscarriage. They would rather have a child with Down syndrome than lose the pregnancy. Down syndrome is usually identified at birth by the presence of certain physical traits: low muscle tone, a single deep crease across the palm of the hand, a slightly flattened facial profile, and an upward slant to the eyes. Because of these features may be present in babies without Down syndrome, a chromosomal analysis called a karyotype is done to perform the diagnosis. To obtain a karyotype, doctors draw a blood sample to examine the baby's cell. By examining the karyotype, the doctors can diagnose Down syndrome. Now let us look into treating Down syndrome. There is no cure for Down syndrome, but there is a wide variety of support and educational programs that can help both people with the condition and their families. They make sure that the children get help in the following areas such as the sensory skills, social skills, self-help skills, motor skills, language and cognitive abilities. Children with Down syndrome often meet age-related milestones. However, they may learn more slowly than the other children. Many parents may have this doubt in mind: what are the chances of having a child with Down syndrome? According to the Centers for Disease and Prevention, mothers aged 35 and older are more likely to have a baby with Down syndrome than younger mothers. Research shows that paternal age also has an effect. One 2003 study found that the fathers over 40 had twice the chance of having a child with Down syndrome. People with family history of Down syndrome and people who carry the genetic translocation may also have babies with Down syndrome. But due to higher fertility rates in younger women, 80% of children with Down syndrome are born to women under 35 years of age. These factors don't mean that they will definitely have a baby with Down syndrome, but they just increase the chance of having the same. Since many couples are postponing parenting until later in life, the incidence of Down syndrome conceptions is expected to increase. Therefore, genetic counseling for parents is becoming increasingly important. Another common doubt everyone has is whether Down syndrome runs in families. All three types of Down syndrome are genetic conditions. However, in 1/3 of cases of Down syndrome resulting from translocation, there is a hereditary component, accounting for about 1% of all cases of Down syndrome. Living with Down syndrome, let us see how is it. Individuals with Down syndrome are becoming increasingly integrated into society and community organizations such as school, healthcare systems, workforces, and social and recreational activities. Due to advances in medical technology, individuals with Down syndrome are living longer than ever before. Life expectancy for people with Down syndrome has increased dramatically in recent decades, from 25 in 1983 to 60 in today. People with Down syndrome attend school, work, participate in decisions that affect them, have meaningful relationships, vote, and contribute to society in many wonderful ways they can. All people with Down syndrome experience cognitive delay, but the effect is usually mild to moderate and it's not indicative of the many strengths and talents that each individual possesses. Quality educational programs, a stimulating home environment, a good healthcare and positive support from friends, family and the community enable people with Down syndrome to lead fulfilling and productive lives. If you are raising a child with Down syndrome, you will need a close relationship with medical professionals who understand the condition's unique challenges. In addition to larger concerns like heart defects and leukemia, people with Down syndrome may need to be guarded against common infections such as cold. People with Down syndrome are living longer and richer lives now more than ever. Though they can often face a unique set of challenges, they can also overcome those obstacles and thrive. Building a strong support network of experienced professionals and understanding family and friends is crucial for the success of people with Down syndrome and their family. Sadly, most pregnant women, however, have neither a role model nor unbiased, balanced, and complete information about Down syndrome. Many have never met a person with Down syndrome or talked to the family of a person with Down syndrome and are very much unprepared for the information revealed by prenatal screening or testing. That means they are not making a fully informed choice, and because of all of these reasons, abortion rates are also pretty high. Though everyone writes details about the medical problems which may or may not occur, but most of them forget to mention about many other information about children with Down syndrome. Their smiles, their giggles, the unconditional love they give to their parents, the fact that today most of these kids lead pretty normal, happy and healthy lives. The best way to create a society that embraces genetic and other differences is to educate and engage the public and support individual choices, whatever they are. I believe I was able to give you some information about Down syndrome. Before I end, let me just repeat. Do be kind to the people with Down syndrome. Treat them just like how you treat any other person. Let me remind you all once again, please do subscribe to my channel and also share among your friends whom you think this would help. You can always connect me, the Happy SLP, either via comments or through my social media accounts, Facebook or Instagram, regarding your concerns and queries regarding speech, language, hearing and swallowing issues. The links are given below in the description and I will try my best to help you. Until we meet again in another video, stay happy and much love. Hannah, the Happy SLP.